Think about the last movie that really made you feel something. And I mean like really feel it, like when you get goosebumps down your arms. And when you feel completely indulged in just pure passion for filmmaking, for what's in front of you, eyes locked, glued to the screen. Now, take away the sound. Watch that. You see, it loses so much feeling and depth when you simply take away the sound design.
The sound drove the VFX in this case.
See, the picture is only half the story, but sound's the other half. It's that piece that turns a shot into a feeling.
But the way to bring more, some kind of more psychedelism, if such a word exists in English, is with sound.
And most filmmakers are putting this art on the sidelines, not because they don't care, but because nobody really ever showed them how the puzzle actually fits together. Today I'm going to be giving you 3 pieces of that puzzle, the kind of puzzle pieces that you can use in your very next edit. But the third one I'm going to be revealing to you, well, that one changed my workflow completely. And that secret will make the difference between a video that people watch and a video that people feel. So let's start with the first piece of the puzzle. Let's say you drop a whoosh in your timeline, but it just feels weak. So you swap it for another one, but wow, that one sucks even more. So you end up dropping in a 3rd, 4th, 5th, so on and so on. And 20, 30 minutes later, you've cycled through half your sound library and nothing still lands. But here's the thing, you can swap that whoosh sound effect 50 more times and get the same result, because the sound was never the problem. Every piece of music has a key. If your sound effect isn't in that same key, your brain flags it as wrong, as something's feeling off. You won't know why, you'll just feel it. It's the same reason when a singer goes flat, it makes you kind of step back and take a second before you even understand what happened. Your ear catches it faster than your brain can explain. And that's secret one. It's to match the key of your sound effect to the key of your music. And here's exactly how to do it. See, some sound effect packs write the key note right on the file name. But if yours doesn't, then drop your music into a free key finder tool, which I'll show you which one is my favorite in just a second. And then it will tell you the keynote automatically within seconds. So it's really easy when you do that to match sound effects in the same keynote as your music. Now, if it's not, all you need to do is open up your sound effect in whatever software you're using and use something called a pitch shifter. And all you need to do is slide it up or slide it down until your sound effect locks into that same key that you're going after. Now, each small step here on that slider is called a semitone. One step up or down is essentially the equivalent of one piano key. Now, don't worry, you don't need to be able to read music to do this. You just need your ears and that slide. But let's say that you are the most tone deaf person ever, like I used to be. If that's you, or if you just want to speed this up exponentially, then I built a completely free tool to help you do that. It basically listens to your music and tells you what key it's in, and then it also tells you what key your sound effects need to be in order to match that song. In addition to that, I also built a completely free cinematic sound effect pack in different keys. So if you guys want that whole thing for free, the link is right in the description below. Now, just a quick pro tip before getting into secret 2, and here's where it gets really fun. So the same exact sound effect, or in this case, whoosh that we used from earlier, it can become 2 totally different sounds just by where you pitch it. So you can take any sound like a cinematic hit and you can keep it high, but maybe it feels too light or playful. Then try to pitch that same file down, but make it go low. And then when you do that, suddenly it'll feel heavy, dramatic, almost a little bit scary. So it's really the same file, but with a tiny bit of tweaking and having some fun along the way, you get 2 different feelings. And once you know this, you stop hunting for new sound effects every single time, because you realize that, well, now you have the power to just reshape the ones you already have. Okay, so now every single sound you drop into your project actually fits your feeling for what you're going for. But key matching, it does nothing for the moment that your whole entire song has to change to a different song. And that's where a lot of edits fall apart completely. So let's say that you have a song that's perfectly playing underneath your edit. It's working, the energy feels good, and then you hit the point where you need to switch to the next musical track. So you just cut it. Song 1 stops and then song 2 starts. But even with perfect timing, it still feels like slamming the brakes at 70 miles per hour. The viewer feels that jolt, even if they can't say why. So you see, you don't want to transition between 2 musical tracks with the music itself. You want to transition with your sound design. And here's exactly how. All you need to do is take that very first beat of the new song, copy it, reverse it, and now play that reverse beat right before the new song starts. And it sounds like a rise or build up into the song because it's made from the song itself. It's already in the right key, it's already in the right rhythm, and when you do this, the viewer eases into the new song instead of getting shoved into it, and it makes the whole thing feel way more polished. Now you can do the same thing to leave a song super smoothly as well. Find the last beat before the part you want to cut, copy that beat and then reverse it and place it right where the song actually ends. And then what happens is it sounds like the song is settling down instead of just stop. But if you want it to feel even smoother, another pro tip for you is to add reverb on the last beat of the musical track. And this pro tip can apply to sound effects as well. What you want to do is basically just let them echo out instead of cutting off hard, because it creates a feeling of space, like the sound is fading into a room instead of hitting a wall. And that one move is the difference between a cut and a smooth, polished transition. Also, to add even more depth, you can add in a super subtle hit sound effect, and then that paired with the riser into the next song, all in the same matching keys, and you have the world's smoothest auditory transition between two musical tracks that has ever existed. Now, here's the thing. You can match every single key and transition every single song perfectly, and your video can still feel empty, because the biggest secret isn't about the sounds that you're picking, it's about the sounds you're not even thinking to add. Let's say that you have a scene where someone in your video picks up a coffee cup, and then a door opens, and then someone walks across a room. And in the scene, there's dialogue and there's music, but that's it. But when you play it back, something still feels off. It feels like hollow. It feels like a home movie set instead of a real place. And you can't figure out what it is. You can't figure out what's missing, but your gut knows something's up. Well, that's because your brain expects the cup to clink. It expects the door to creak. When those small sounds are missing, your brain notices, even if you're never consciously aware of it. And that takes us to secret number 3. For this secret, you need to stop asking, what sound effects should I add here? And start asking, what would I actually hear if I were standing in this room right now? Would it be the hum of the lights or the AC, the creak of a chair, fabric moving when someone shifts? Would it be cars outside of a window that's open that nobody in the shot is even looking at? See, none of these sounds are the point of the scene, but all of them make the scene feel real. They add depth.
There's a spider, a human spider in the film. The detail that makes that thing really creepy is the way it's pushing a bowl around on a concrete floor. You know, I went down to the garage and spent half an hour recording me pushing a bowl around.
And this is what builds atmosphere. This is what builds that depth. This is what makes someone feel like they're standing in the room with you instead of just watching a screen. Another pro tip for this, and here's what separates the good from the great. These background sounds should be quiet enough that nobody consciously notices them while they watch it, but if you muted them or took the sound away, it should suddenly feel like something's missing, or invisible when it's there, obvious when it's gone. That's really the whole goal. So there you go. Stop swapping sounds and start matching keys. Transition with sound effects instead of hard cuts, and design your quiet moments for the atmosphere that you would actually hear in the room if you were there, not what looks, or I guess sounds cool on. But here's the thing, none of this saves an edit that was never built to hold attention in the first place. Sound design is only half of it. The other half is understanding that editing isn't about making something look cool, it's about controlling exactly what your viewer feels cut by cut. If you skip that part, then everything I just showed you is just polishing a video that nobody's really gonna watch. So go watch this video next right here, where I break down exactly how editing controls human emotion and attention. I'll see you there.